Hey YouTube, it's just Brandy and let's talk The Walking Dead. So last night's episode of The Walking Dead, we kind of find out what's been going on with the kingdom. The first couple episodes have mainly been more about the Hilltop and Alexandria. So when the episode starts, we know that it's back in the past because Jesus is still alive. So we see Jesus and Tara ride up and they talk about Maggie, and we know Maggie has been missing in action ever since we came back for this second half of the season. So we see that there is a document that was created that is like I don't know if it's like a constitution or Articles of Confederation, but it's a document that they created with articles on it. I didn't see the title of it, but they did have it so that they wanted every community to sign it. There was a place for people from the sanctuary to sign. There was a place for people from Alexandria, the Hilltop, Oceanside, and everything. So then we move forward in time, and the Hilltop is preparing for this fair or whatever that they've been preparing for. We've heard about this and how Maggie didn't want to participate in it or whatever, and we find out that they're on this mission. They want to go get this movie light bulb and whatnot, and then at the end of last week's episode, Alpha showed up for her daughter. So we also go back to the Hilltop and see this exchange between Alpha and Daryl, where he doesn't want to give the girl back because he feels like she's being abused, but then they find out that Alpha has two of their people, Luke and I don't remember what the other guy's name is. Okay, so Alpha shows up and she proposes a trade, basically 2 for 1, her daughter for 2 of their people. So at that point, it's kind of, they have no choice but to turn her back over because they have to save their 2 people. Also, the deaf girl was out in the cornfield. So the Whisperers had one of the people had a baby out there, and the baby was crying, and Alpha literally turned around and basically gave the girl a look, and she sat the baby down, and she was like, natural selection. She was like, we out here with the dead. You can't have a baby that's quiet, then the dead will take care of that. And the girl literally put the baby down and was about to let her baby die. So the deaf girl goes out and grabs the baby, and then there's like a little herd that comes, and so the deaf girl is trying to like kill the walkers. Meanwhile, she picks up this baby, and the mother didn't come in the cornfield and try to get her baby back. Like, she put the baby down. I guess she was like done with it. So Daryl and I think it's Earl and his wife, the blacksmith, they come out and help the deaf girl in the cornfield and, you know, help her kill the dead and get back in. But they literally now have this baby, and so they gave it to the blacksmith and his wife because their son had died or whatever. So now they got these people's baby. But when they went to go get the girl out of the jail cell, Henry had let her out. So they're like, oh, now we don't have her. So one of the teenagers was like, I know where he went, because they have that little house that they hang out in or whatever. So Enid and the teenage girl, they go to get him, and he's like, no, she shouldn't have to go back. They treat her wrong. But then the girl comes out and she's like, no, that's my mother. I need to go back. So they go back and they make the trade. And literally when the girl walks out, she smacks her in the face. And she was like, oh, Mom, you wasn't supposed to come back or something. She said, you called me Alpha like the rest. And she smacked her. So then later that evening, we see Henry, like everybody's sitting and, you know, thinking about the situation or whatever. And Henry runs off. He leaves a note. He's saying he just can't live with it. So he's going to, you know, go get this girl back or whatever. So Daryl, of course, you know, he told Carol he was going to look out for Henry. So he is about to leave the hilltop to go find him. And the deaf girl's like, I can't live with it either. I want to go with you. And so they are now setting off to go find Henry and this girl or whatever. So that's where we ended for this episode. So that was my recap of The Walking Dead. It's getting interesting. I see nothing good coming from the situation with Alpha and her people. She's got way too much control. She's like another Negan. And I believe a lot of people are gonna die. So that's my prediction. It's gonna be another war. So that is what it is. We don't know where Negan is. Remember, he escaped. We don't see that. We haven't caught up with Michonne and Alexandria, so we don't know that they know that he's gone yet. So I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, because next week we do see a little snippet of Michonne, but other than that, we don't know yet. So more to come on this season, but that's what happened this episode. I'll see you next week. And for next week's episode, leave comments to tell me what you thought about the episode, and I'll see you in my next one.